The third house is actually much more sinister than people give it credit for, okay? The third house has a lot to do with our cognition, our brain, our mind, quite literally the way that we process things, the way that we intake information, the way we relay information. It has so much to do with our social life as well. Like, I know the 11th house kind of gets all the attention for being like the house of friendship and colleagues and affiliates. The third house has a lot to do with our peer relationships, your experiences in lower level education, like actually the way that you develop socially, where you fit into the social hierarchy of your peer relationships, okay? Not to mention, in going back to cognition, the third house has a really big impact on our mental wellness. So people who are like very mentally unwell, they tend to have a lot of third house activity. That stuff's not just seen in the sixth house, okay? It's the third house has a big influence on mental health and cognition, okay? Learning disabilities can be seen in the third house as well. So it's a very intense house. It has a lot of say in how we interact with others. It has a lot of say also in our curiosities, our interests, the things we enjoy studying. That's not limited to the ninth house. I understand the ninth house also gets all the credit for being the house of education, and it is. It has a lot to do, but it's like higher level education, which includes like spirituality, belief systems. But the third house really shows our curiosities. It shows our interests. It shows like what mentally really gets us going, okay? Now keep in mind, a lot of people are shamed for their curiosities. A lot of people are shamed for what interests them. The ninth house, in dealing with higher level education, that can definitely show like what you want to go to school for. But keep in mind, some people pick their education based on societal pressure, based on what their parents want. It's not necessarily like what you're innately interested in. Again, the third house has a lot of influence on that. It has like a lot more influence on like your actual choice in what you find interesting, okay? What piques your interest. So the third house is extremely like foundational in a lot of ways to your personality as well, to your ability to trust others, to the types of maybe information you like to reveal, and also keep secret, okay? The 12th house is not the only house that has a lot to do with deception. The third house does too. The third house can say a lot about what you project onto others, if other people project onto you. Again, if the third house has a lot to do with the way we communicate, it's going to show what we choose not to communicate, what we withhold. I promise you the third house is really what can tell you how deceptive someone is being, more than the 12th house will. I stand by that. I stand by that. Because again, the third house is like what you choose to reveal, what you communicate.